All right.
All right. Good. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, first and foremost, we want to give our praises to Yahweh. Shalom to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, coming at you with a quick lesson. All right, and this is going to be centered around the government shutdown and the IRS shutdown. All right, major things are happening in 2019, the year of Karagma. We're only 4 days in, and yet, you know, things are heating up. You know, there's big articles, big news, breaking news, you know, beautiful things that are happening. You know, very exciting times for men of the Lord, for watchmen that are looking at these prophecies. All right. And that's the main thing that we're doing. We're looking at these prophecies. That's why we are rejoicing over the government shutdown. That's why we're looking for you know, more destruction, more chaos. All right, we're looking for the chip to be put in place. All right, we're looking for martial law. We're looking for all these things. All right, so yeah, you know, y'all brothers, whoever wanted, you got something? Sorry.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39. We started at the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy."
That's right, occupied in prophecy. He that is occupied in the you know, the scriptures. Okay. And that's what we're constantly that's really you know, occupation, you know, is a job. Okay, this is our job. Okay, the duty that the Most High gave his men is to be occupied in prophecy. And the scriptures say, blessed is he that I find so doing. You know, so hey, we're constantly in these scriptures. We're doing lessons. We're pushing this thing out on a very rapid rate. Okay, so that the elect can get woken up and we can get out of here. Was there any more on that?
No, that's it.
Okay, kind of. Anyone? I got some.
This is 1 Corinthians 14:39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy and forbid not to speak with tongues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're in that spirit of prophesying, and that the house of David, you know, Lord willing, we be those men, is getting stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul is waxing worse and worse. You know, so we're in that time where, like the brother was saying, this is only the 4th day of the so-called new year, and just a lot of stuff is just going on, and we're here to report what's going on, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shah.
That's right. I got something real quick. This is Revelations 19:10. All right, and it says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High." And here's the point. "For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy." All right. See, so that's how we're opening up. You know, this lesson is through, you know, going into prophecy, man, because that's always the hot topic. If you don't ever have a topic or a lesson in mind to go into on your lesson, hey, go into prophecy, man. That's always the plan B. Okay, that's always, you know, the go-to the go-to topic. All right, you know, just go into the times, go into what's happening. All right, the current news. All right, pull up some articles. And right now, you know, like we said, the government shutdown is here. Okay, and they're saying that really it can be however long. All right, it's indefinite, if I'm not mistaken. You know, y'all brothers had anything? Hey, Nathan, you can jump in whenever you're ready.
Con, I got that article for the government shutdown. I just wanted to bring that out real quick, Baba Kasha.
Okay, Con. Well, we'll start. Kabash got an article too.
Yeah. Just a short paragraph.
Okay, he just got something quick, and then you can follow up with your article.
It says this is from blacklistednews.com. It says IRS won't issue refunds during shutdown. That could be a problem. Published January 4th, 2019. It says during shutdown, the IRS can continue activities that protect government property, and the agency may bring in more workers soon to prepare for the income tax filing season, even during a shutdown. It says the agency still processes some tax returns that include payments, keeps computer system running, and continues criminal investigations. But the IRS generally doesn't conduct audits, respond to taxpayer questions outside the filing season, or brace yourself, pay refunds. So Jake's going to be including us too. We need we need no tax refund checks too. But as the shutdown continues, they're not going to pay out refunds.
And it said they don't answer any questions in the off season. Is that what it said?
It said,
yeah.
It says, yeah, but the IRS generally doesn't conduct audits, respond to taxpayer questions outside the filing season, or brace yourself, pay refunds.
See, that's how you know this is all calculated too, because it's what an ironic time, for this to be transpiring. You got you had the Democrats. A lot of Democrats took political seats and political positions in the midterm elections of November of last year. And then the hot tax time is March, April, the turn of the year, fiscal year. Then you got the tax season coming up, and really this is all really a trial period and trial experiments to see how people are going to react, because the U.S. government, they know they're on an unsustainable path, and they know they have to do something to change the course of the finances and the flow, so to speak, or it's good riddance. And,
Right,
and
right.
at the end of the day, we know through prophecy that it's already good riddance, and it's going to come to a point that cup's going to run over, and it's going to collapse and crash. But Esau, Edom, those in the elites, so to speak, of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the nation of the so-called white people, they have to try something. They can't just let it just continue on this path without trying something. So they're trying different measures now to stop the flow, so to speak, and change the course of the financial river, so they can once again show a sense of control. And that's even what was happening during the Obama administration, when the quantitative easing programs, QE1, QE2, Operation Twist, the Federal Reserve taking the interest rates down to 0%, pretty much printing free money and putting this free money into the economy, and then putting in who? Donald Trump. But Donald Trump was known as a great businessman, all right, because these elites of Esau, Edom, and those connected with the power structure of the U.S. government, they know that they're on an unsustainable path, so they have to try something to try to change the course of the river, so to speak. That's right.
Read this last one.
Okay.
It says, for many Americans, the tax refund is the single largest financial event of the year.
Yeah, hey, that's that tax refund, man. That is like every nigga's favorite holiday, man. Hey, the tax refund season is better than Christmas to some niggas, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
They're getting money instead of putting money out.
Exactly, they're getting money,
Lump sum too, like that.
Yeah, hey, you got Jakes that'll wait all year for their tax refund, man. They will be literally wait from the time they run out of, because they run out of it in about 2 weeks. They hold on. They might get, $1,500 to $3,000 or whatever, but then within no later than a month is gone. So they're already looking forward to the next tax refund by like April, March. They're like, damn, well, can't wait till next year, because that's the economy is through, man. Everyone is struggling. If you haven't got the memo, everyone is struggling. The masses are struggling. So when Esau puts out, a tax return, you get $1,000 $1,000 is a lot of money to a poor person,
Mm-hmm.
and that ain't even no money. You know, keep going, bro.
And it says, and the people who tend to file early in the season are taxpayers who count on large refunds to pay down debt, catch up on bills, or make major purchases.
And what's the key of this particular time of tax season? Once again, that March, April time frame, you have a lot of people who have spent pretty much spent to capacity what they could, what all their purchasing power during the so-called holidays, man.
And a lot of people miss a lot of days off work.
Mm-hmm.
So the check looking like miserable right now. That tax income, the income tax is really a helpful thing right now for people. But the government shutdown is not allowing that.
And just to finish the thought, you have a lot of people, all right, because what happens too is, the oppression of Esau, Edom, because we're all slaves. We're all, if you're working and you're laboring, you're a slave. All right, you're a wage slave.
Yeah.
But then, so what happens with that captivity? All right, that captivity and that continuous debt cycle, that rat race, so to speak, that you have people who try to make amends for that by spending and traveling during the holidays, whether it's October, November, December, Thanksgiving, getting together, spending a lot of money for food, travel, gas, all right, minor repairs to get those things done, Christmas presents, New Year's, you go out, celebrate, buy big bottles. You might have a house party, or you might go and you have 10, 12 bottles. Everybody's chipping in because everybody's really in a depressed state. Okay, so what happens is it's a cycle. Esau really has it tuned into a cycle. So after people go out and exhaust their resources, once again during the holidays, they count their refund check to get them back to a place of stability.
Right. And then, like, if I could just chime in, and it, like you said before, this is a calculated thing because Esau already know that if these people don't get their refund checks within an allotted period, it's going to cause all type of chaos in the streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cause tons of chaos in the streets because people are going to be like, they expecting that money to come, and if you don't mind, I would like to bring out a big precept addressing that very thing. This is 2nd Ezra 15-16, and it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and nor the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Because when all this stuff starts to go down, the government shutdown has a massive effect on the economy and how things flow. As the brother was just saying, people ain't gonna get their tax returns in a timely manner, and the more time that these people don't get their money, the more of an uproar it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an uproar, and that's going to cause the riots in the streets and all different type of problems in America.
Yeah, it's like just to add a joke to the situation. I don't know if brothers ever seen that Stewie clip. He's like, "Where's my money, man? Where's my money?"
And he beat Brian down.
That's how Jake gonna be, man. Jake gonna start off, hey, look, you got maybe a week, before I, really lose it. Once time starts to go on, man, Jake gonna lose it, man. They gonna be like, yo, I want, Jake don't. That's one thing. Jake does not play about is their money, man. Like another example, Big Worm. He said, "You play with my money, you playing with my emotions, man." Hey, but that's true, man. Jake feels that way, man. Jake feels that way. So once they can't get once they can't receive what they feel like they're owed, they're gonna go absolutely crazy, man.
Making a real quick point, and also, brothers, keep an eye on Edomites in this time too.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we often overlook is the pressure and the financial stress that these Edomites are under as well, man. These Edomites have they carry a high debt load, man. They carry a high debt load, and they're so confident and they're so proud in their 60, 80, 100,000 plus a year jobs. They feel like they can carry that debt load with no problem. But when there's a little bit of shaking in their financial structure, those are the people who get shooken the quickest, man, and get shooken the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if I could say, man, I just want to add to your point. That's absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? This is why these Edomites right now that are in the so-called middle class are having such a high suicide and opioid rates, because they coming up short on that cash.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
even just as bad and more so as Jake, you got these Edomites, man, because they be getting that guap. They be getting that money, man, when they get these tax returns, man. They be getting $10,000-$20,000 tax returns in a lot of cases, man.
Yep.
And when they can't get that money, oh man, it's gonna be you gonna see that opioid crisis go up and up. It's gonna be like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
They ain't gonna know what to do. You know.
Summer trip. That's the summer trip money.
Yeah. Hey, did you have more on that second Ezra's?
Oh, no, that was it right there.
Okay, you got something? Okay, yeah, bring it up.
This is Psalm chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. And who is the wicked in their pride? Esau, the so-called white man, which is the government that's causing this government shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And their pride is like, well, we're not going to give even the Lord coming folks, the poor, their money until we get our $5 billion to build this wall. Like, come on, man, that doesn't make any sense.
That's right. Yeah, they're persecuting the poor, because the wealth gap is increasing. Okay, the gap between the super rich and the lower class, regular class, working class citizens, right? That gap is increasing, man. So the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and that's basically what that's saying is he's oppressing the poor. Esau is basically closing in. He's tightening the grip to where, basically, hey, these Americans, they basically getting crumbs, and here it is, Esau taking the crumbs the little crumbs that they have.
Like this on the table.
Yeah, we get small little crumbs, and then here come Esau coming through with a vacuum, man. You got it, bro.
It says, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. And they are. Because like the brother said, they want to reset the whole currency the way it flowed society by doing this, which is only going to backfire on them, because really what they're doing with all the money is putting it in the military. Then they building up this wall to cause more chaos. Where it says, Satan divided against his house cannot stand.
Yeah, I got that right here, though. I was going to bring it out.
Yeah, bring it out, bro. Spirit.
This is Matthew 12:22, and it says, "Then one was brought to him who was demon possessed, blind, mute, and he healed him, so that the blind and the mute man both spake and saw. And the multitudes were amazed and said, Could this be the son of David? Now then the Pharisees heard and said, This fellow does cast out demons except by Beelzebub, the ruler of demons. Then Yahushua HaMashiach knew their thoughts and said to them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself will not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then will his kingdom stand? And if I cast out demons by Beelzebub, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore, thou shalt be your judges. But if I cast out demons by the spirit of Yahweh, surely the kingdom of power has come onto you.
That's right. Yeah, and that was the point. And I think verse 12 was Satan divided against Satan. And that's basically this whole system is you have basically Edomites fighting against other Edomites. Basically, like we were talking about the Democrats. Democrats and Republicans. You got a lot of different opinions in this whole mix. Even as far as building the wall. Some Edomites feel like it shouldn't go up. So then you got some Edomites that's like, yeah, let's get the wall up. And speaking of that wall, I think they said they got $18 million raised towards building the wall. you know. But you know, the point being is that this Satan, I mean, Slaki, this system can't stand if basically the two opposing rulers, two opposing opinions of the rulers can't even come to a mutual agreement as far as, you know, how they're gonna deal.
Yeah, and then the opposing side too against Trump, they right in the sense because the nation will be more in debt towards the private central bankers because that's the one that's funding the money.
Mhm.
America doesn't have money on its own. It's a Federal Reserve note. That's what it says on the legal tender, that green paperback money.
Mhm.
That's who everybody's going to owe, and that's what the opposing party that's in the government against Trump not to build this wall is rooting for.
Right.
It's like making another easy way. He's like, you don't have to make such a high debt for security when we the greatest nation in the world.
Right.
That's what they're really saying. So it's like Trump, like, nah, we're gonna build this wall. We're gonna, and then he's shutting down. You see how much control Esau has?
Right.
That's an executive order that he just pushed. And I bet you a lot of applications is frozen around this time too. And that's the same thing that happened in 2012 with Obama.
Bro, there's someone in my family right now who's supposed to get a contract position with the government. And he's like, man, I don't know what's going on, man. My paperwork is in, my security clearance is done. I know a call back. Nope. Shut down, bro.
And but see, that just goes to show you too how oblivious Jake is to what's happening in the world, because they don't even know. A lot of Jakes don't even know that the government is even shut down. You know?
Yeah, because they didn't even at the job. I got back to work, get ready to head out, whatever. They said something over the radio about the same time we going into.
Right.
And Jake was like, what? Jake was like, what? I was like, yeah, no, you don't know so. She's like, man, they better figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. Because Jake don't know.
And Jake,
You don't know.
like I say, Jake relies on his government, man. That's why they disappointed. Jake, the last thing Jake wants is a government shutdown. You know, because they rely on the government.
Mhm.
That's their soul. That's their means of survival is the government. That's why, you know, whoever called in, they was like, they better figure it out. That's the mindset of a simple nigga. They rely on the government. They need that. They need them food stamps. They need that WIC. Okay, they need all that stuff because they're the ones that are keeping this system going. Okay, they're the ones that are propping up this. This system is just being propped up. It's being propped up by slave labor, like the brother said, wage slaves. Once people actually realize, damn, this money ain't worth shit, this government ain't shit, then they're gonna stop. They're gonna wake up and start working for it, and then that'll just crush the whole system.
Yeah, sir.
You know, you got it, bro. And then you got something too.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, start at verse 14. The Lord Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Because of the perverseness and because of the just complete disdain and lack of care for how we're really how people are supposed to conduct, beginning with the nation of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the confusion of face, because of just the lack of care for imparting the knowledge and spirit of the Holy Scriptures into the world, the Most High has allowed all types of abominable spirits to enter into this land, man. Okay, and because of the once again the lack of the true wisdom, knowledge, understanding being implemented, Egypt is going to err in every work, everything that Esau Edom tries to do in this country eventually will fail. Okay, right. And it's going to fail because everything will be destroyed. Everything. Okay, one more verse. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And it's going to end off in everything shutting down. Okay, the grinding coming to a cease. All right, the the economy, which is backed and fueled by fiat currency, all right, is going to collapse, and it's going to get to a point in which people in this country, okay, are going to revert back to a primitive state, okay, in which is all about survival, okay. But the beautiful thing is through our works and our faith and our labors, now we're gonna be able to rely on a spiritual base, a spiritual foundation based in the truth and the faith of Yahweh Shai, pursuant to, once again, Revelation 19 and 10. Okay, the spirit of prophecy resonates with us, in which we understand that all these things are going to come to pass. But with those things coming to pass, it's going to also lead an opportunity and leave a door, an opportunity for salvation, which is what? A continuation of the same prophecies that we're living, going through this day.
That's right. Yep. And hey, as far as matter of fact, let me just bring this out. This Ecclesiastes 12:3. In that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that looked out of the windows be darkened. So hey, that's the precept, you quoted. But the grinder shall cease, meaning the work, okay, the work is going to decrease. All right, starting with the government shutdown, because hey, these IRS workers, they're not working right now. They're temporarily laid off, and guess what? They got bills to pay. All these different government jobs, all right, where they're supposed to receive their pay. What pay? See, but this is what happens when you have the devil in control, man. And all you have to do to see that the economy is collapsing, all you gotta do is ride around.
Right.
Look at the stores around you. Look at your local markets and stores. And I'll tell you what, drive down the road for 10 minutes and just count how many businesses are shut down, how many businesses closing, how many for sale signs you see. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is go 5 miles down the road and tell me how many businesses you see that are closed down.
And that were booming.
That's the spirit.
They were booming 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yep.
Now it just shut down, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I can count all three of them. Liquor store right here, the Publix down the street, and Walmart that's over there by the Brother Tazman house over there at the Road.
And I just saw a gas station close down today. And I hate it. I hate that fucking gas station, man.
I got a piece of it.
Come on, bring it out, bro.
This is Hosea chapter 2. I'm gonna start at the second verse. Plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts. And that's talking about Israel. Like the brother said, Israel, Jake is counting on the government, but don't even know what the government is doing. The government taking the taxes and stuff like that, or about to take the taxes if this petition by the President Donald Trump don't get passed. But the Lord is only letting his men know the secrets of what's happening really in the spirit.
That's right, bro.
Verse 3, lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. Verse 4, and I would not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. 2/3. Verse 5, for their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them have done shamefully. Mm-hmm. They go and vote. They just voted this shit for nothing.
Yeah, they basically voting for a government shutdown. That's what they're voting for.
Good point.
It says, for she said, I will go after my lovers that give me bread and my water and my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. The government is taking away their welfare program.
Yeah.
It says, verse 6, therefore, behold, I will hedge, and not only that welfare, particular food stamps, but like this brother contract, family member contract, it couldn't get passed. Why? Because the government shutdown is taking hand. Mm-hmm. Whether you're a free man meaning you can establish business and stuff like that, or you have enough money to sustain yourself and not be, comfortable in a 9 to 5, or a poor man, which is a bondman to the government taxes and stuff like that. It says, verse 6, therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall. Jake try to come to America. Jake's finished on all levels. That shall not find her path. And that's ultimately the truth too. Verse 7, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. Jake talking about getting rubber shoulders with the government, starting their own bank. That's not going to happen. And she shall seek them, but she shall not find them. Jake is seeking like, hey, why the government, why Donald Trump is, you know what I'm saying? And this is counting on the future too. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, which is Yahweh, with the Heavenly Father. For then was it better with me than now. Verse 8, for she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. And that was during the ancient time. That's why we fell. According to Baruch chapter 4, it says, the Lord didn't put us away for our destruction, but because we knew the Most High to wrath. And that's what's happening right now. The Lord is bringing that wrath down, and he's using the enemy. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, the enemy, Satan, is coming down with great wrath. You got it, bro, in that article if you want to bring it up.
Actually, I had a little bit more, and then you got it, Nathaniel. Ecclesiastes 12:3. I'll start at the top. And that day the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. That's right. So hey, these store fronts basically gonna be, windows gonna be shut. It says the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's right. And excuse me, if you brothers ever watched that audio of the dude who he was basically like doing he basically did like a spoken scenario. It was called like "This is how it'll end" or something like that.
I was just scrolling that.
This is how it ends. How it will go down. That's right. And that's if brothers haven't seen that, I suggest y'all check it out, because basically it goes into this. It goes into what I'm reading right now. He basically is visually he's speaking about a scenario, a fictional scenario in this time, okay? But really it ain't fictional, because we know it's really prophetic. All right, it's really prophetic, because that's what's gonna happen. And basically he was saying that people were laid off. Basically the layoffs started like small. So maybe 10 people got laid off of the job, but he kept his job. Then a few weeks later, he lost his job.
Then they have pay cuts.
Yeah, then they have pay cuts,
which just happening now. Even with Slacky.
No, you good, bro. No.
Even with like certain car manufacturers.
Yep.
Where they'll lay off a certain portion of the workforce. It was a lot of times when they lay people off, and that's why you so-called white people are in for it, man. Because a lot of time when these companies lay off workers, they lay off the workers who are making the most. Who are making the most and who have been on the job for the longest. All right. So and that's the curse coming back on you, man. Deuteronomy 30:7.
That's what they did with GM.
Right.
They started laying off the higher up guys, and then all of a sudden they started saying, "Well, we start hiring people." They started hiring people because they figured they can cut off the people that's making all the money, and then get people to do that amount of work for a less amount of money. And
then them white collar workers, they ain't doing shit any fucking way. Yeah, right. They ain't doing anything. They ain't doing anything except running up the company gas card, credit cards, and flying all over the places, bullshitting and lollygagging, man. Staying in hotel rooms, all right, going out to these private lunches and these golf outings, and putting on the company's tab. Same thing that Trump is doing, man.
Right.
That's why Trump does. That's why when he vacations and stuff, and he takes his times off. Where does he go? He goes to his own resorts, man. He's double dipping in the pot. But he can do that because he's the president. All right, but you average middle and upper middle class Edomite peons, man. You're gonna be the first one to feel the squeeze, man, because the shit's gonna flow downhill, so to speak.
That's right. That's right. All right.
Con.
Oh no, Nathaniel, you can go into the article.
I got something.
All right, Con. This is from the New York Times, and it was published actually today, and it says President Trump threatens on Friday to keep federal government partly closed for months or even years if he did not get the $5.6 billion for his wall at the southern border. And he warned that he was considering declaring a national emergency to build it without congressional approval. Now, if he declares a national emergency, that's going to be martial law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Slacky, we already in the national emergency.
God.
In that clip, I forgot the brother where came from, but he showed the president talking. He was like, "We're already in the national emergency," but he said it not in an emphasized way, where people can really hear it and be like, "Oh, damn, we on the national emergency." You check it out in executive order, national emergency. They can we're literally in martial law already.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
All right, Con. Continuing on in the article, it says Mr. Trump and the Democratic leaders emerged from a 2-hour meeting in the White House Situation Room without a deal to reopen government agencies that have already been shuttered for 2 weeks, and the two-sided offered sharply contrast views of where they stood. By day's end, the two sides appeared to be still locked in a stalemate.
If I may, Slacky, go ahead, Nathaniel, Slacky.
I was going to go into that. Goes back into Matthew 12 and 26. You know, Satan divided against Satan, man. You got Esau divided against Esau in America. You know, and real quick, Baba Gashah, I was just going to bring this James 1 and 3 out. You know, because this goes into Esau's monetary system, their quantitative easing, and the value of their dollar. I was online with the elder brother Malcolm. I was watching one of his videos, and I just happened to go to the U.S. inflation debt calculator just to see what the value of the dollar was, and it's only worth 4 cents of its original value. And James 5 and 3, it says, "Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be the witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it will fire, and have heaped treasures together for the last days." And that's exactly what's happening right now, man. The gold, the money system is cankered, and it's coming back to bite Esau in the butt, man. All the wickedness that they done did using this monetary system.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, even when you go into ancient Rome and the denarius, okay, it was the same situation. All right, as far as the dollar devaluation, all right. The denarius, you know, as you if you just look at the you know what they were doing, they'll take the pure silver, all right, and keep diluting it, all right, to a point where it's damn near not even really any silver in it no more. You know, probably, you know, very, very small percentage of actual real silver in it. So all they've been doing is just dilute and just keep really the same how do I say, the same concept is them printing money. They just keep printing money. And all that's doing is diluting the silver. It's just diluting the value of it. Just keep going, keep printing, you know? And all that's doing is it's continuing the debt. It's furthering the cycle, you know, the debt bubble, which, you know, I'm gonna get ready to bring out in a second what a debt bubble is. But that's all this is like I said, this system is just being propped up. It's being propped up off of faith, but there's really nothing that's actually propping it up.
Right. It's the elite. It's prophecy.
It's an illusion. Yep. Yep.
Really, at the end of the day, the only reason it's being propped up because the Most High is in the process of sealing His elect.
That's it.
As soon as the elect is sealed and built up enough in the spirit, the way that Yahweh Shai wants them to be built up, bottom gonna fall off.
Yeah, that's it. You had something, bro?
I got these.
Okay, fine.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. They should cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed.
Mhm.
Their silver and their gold should not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord.
That's right, because hey, it ain't worth nothing, man. You know, your silver, your gold, all these people that's been wasting their lives trying to make money and get rich, and you know, all these goals, all these carnal goals, and I want to start a business, I want to be a millionaire. My New Year's resolution, I want to make $100,000. 2019, I'm gonna be rich. Hey, that's what these people's. That's where these people's heads are at. That's like it. That's where these people's heads are. You know, no negativity. I want all positive. I want to make all the money in 2019, not knowing that we're in the middle of a government shutdown. Not knowing that you know that money ain't gonna give you deliverance, man. It's not gonna fulfill you ultimately. Is that it, brother?
Yeah. Well, I can read some more. It says, they should not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. And all the atrocities, starting from the elite, the head of Esau's body, to the peons, the feet of Esau's body, is going to fill that stumbling block of their iniquity. And why they're depending on their gold and silver, because it's not going to satisfy their souls in that time, because they are the Lord's eye. Right.
I got something to follow up with that. Proverbs 11:4: riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. That's right. So basically, identical scripture, but riches aren't gonna profit in that day. You know, you're not gonna be able to go and say to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, yeah, Lord, I got this amount of money. You know, can I swipe? Can I swipe my way into the kingdom? You know, can you take do you take Bitcoin? Do you take Cash App? You're not gonna be able to do that in that day, because the Lord don't want none of your money, man. The Lord wants your spiritual money, your works. Okay, you. Okay, that's right.
Because the kingdom of heaven is inside of you.
Right. You got.
I got some. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes or Sirach, chapter 10. We'll start at verse 15. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. And that's what's happening now. We're actually witnessing the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, plucking up these proud nations, man. All right, U.S. All right, we're speaking about the U.S. in particular, but this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because there's a concept known as globalization, all right, in which the U.S. is like the centerpiece of this whole economic structure, all right. But when the U.S. collapses, the U.S. is going to collapse. Canada, England, because Great Britain, they're even going through the Brexit. You're gonna have France, Greece, all right, all these Hamitic and African nations. You've seen what's going on in Venezuela and these South American nations. All right, the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is plucking these nations up, man.
Yeah, the Lord said, heaven and earth can pass away, but His word will not. And that's the heavens passing away. Esau heavens and these other heathen kingdoms are passing away, just like He said in 2 Ezra chapter 8. This world was made for many, but the world to come is made for few. So who was the few? The chosen ones, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and you can features of faces that have the same spirit as an Israelite.
That's right.
And it says, and planted the lowly in their place. So we're just being planted, man. But I'm gonna go to the next verse and then I'm passing the next brother. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 16. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. All right, so the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is in the process of plugging these nations up, and He's planting what? He's planting the righteous. All right, because pursuant to what Brother Gamal Yah brought out in Proverbs 11:4, it said, "Riches profit not, but righteousness delivers." Man. All right, so He's planting those righteous seeds into the earth, man, so to speak. Okay, And the overthrowing is happening of the countries of the heathen. All right, once again, Israel at this moment in time, we don't control no countries, we don't have no control over pretty much anything, no dominion right now. All right, but we're gaining that dominion through the pursuit of righteousness, man. Through the pursuit of making our Heavenly Father, how about you, how Shai, happy with the way we're choosing to live our lives on a day-to-day basis. All right,
churches up in heaven.
Continuing to push His word and His prophecies. All right, bidding those to the marriage and doing our best. All right, to bring forth fruit meet for repentance.
That's right. That's right. Yep. You have more on the article, anything, y'all?
Kind of, just a little bit more.
No, we'll get it.
It says Democrats called the meeting contentious, while the president and Republican leaders in the White House called it productive. And while Mr. Trump announced that he would assign Vice President Mike Pence to lead the working group to negotiate with the Democrats over the weekend, Democrats said the phrase working group was never discussed. We told the president we needed the government to open. Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, the Democratic leader, told reporters outside of the White House he rested. In fact, he said he'd keep the government closed for as long a period of time, months or even years.
Yeah, so basically you got the Democrats on one end, they're like, man, open back up the government, you know. And then on the other side, you got the Republicans, they're backing Trump. They're like, nah, man, look, keep it closed for however long we need this wall built. Which, you know, of course, we don't give a damn either way it goes. Either way the cookie crumbles is all going to contribute to the downfall of America, you know. And that's why, you know, we went into Satan divided against Satan, because really this is a disagreement between them. At the end of the day, we're just sitting back and watching, and we're reporting what's going on.
Yeah.
We're just keeping a close eye on the politics and how it's transpiring. But really, we don't care if they open up the government, then good. Because that's still gonna contribute to the downfall of America.
Yeah. Just like in the book of Judges, Gideon.
Right.
And the servant went amongst the heathens, and they heard him talking about the barley cake and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then what happened? Within the midst of their own camp, they fought against each other. That's how you know we won in that time.
Yep.
The Lord made them fight against each other. That's what the Lord doing with America.
And that's all Esau is doing, is he's just buying time. You know, which really ultimately, like you said, is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's the Lord that's basically holding back the time. You know, but you know, he's allowing this devil to just, you know, get a few more. Hey, they might default. You know, they might. Hey, look, they might keep. You know, they might get another loan. 2019 might not be the year. Could be 2020. Could be 2021. But even still, that's close. Regardless, you know.
And then in this article, it's like the article saying that by the year 2025, World War III should already been you know, to the climax, to that point of climax.
Yep.
And change.
Yep.
You got it.
No, you good. Y'all brothers have any more precepts?
I got one more.
Bring it out. We'll probably close.
This is Job 14 and 15. Just going into what you were saying, because you know, just for brothers who may say to themselves, man, oh, 2018 wasn't the year. 2019 wasn't the year. Hey, bro, he got a set amount of time, and when that time comes, it's done for the so-called white man. It's done for Esau's kingdom, and we're starting to see it unfold right now, man. So, you know, we should be joyous that we live in this time, because we're witnessing prophecy unfold. All right, but this is Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You know, so the so-called white man, he finished, man. Hey, we coming to that time right now. But that's all I had.
Yeah, that's right. You know, So that concludes the lesson. Lord willing, you brothers were edified. Shalom to you brothers on the comment boards too. The water for adding, you know, and hey, we're going into that time, 2019, the year of the Charagma. We're gonna keep watching these news, you know, the breaking news, and we're gonna keep watching the government shutdown. Lord willing, if it persists, we're gonna do a follow-up lesson on this subject. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakudash. Devil honors to our elders and apostles. Brothers, stay strong, keep fighting. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.